Hello, my, hope you're well, hope you're swell, hope you're wavy, hope you're crazy, doing amazing, doing nice, doing good. I'm so excited. Today is it might be the finale of Solo Leveling, and apparently it might be an hour long. Oh, please, let it be an hour. Oh, please. But unfortunately, it's probably gonna air like later. I wish I wish it was out right now. But it's probably gonna be like out like later during the day. Unless someone has gotten early access to the episode, then I can just watch it on some dodgy website. Oh, I can order food. It can be a whole bonanza. I can watch it on Crunchyroll, but I mean, I already paid them, so like, here's me justifying piracy. But yeah, I'm really excited to watch that. So, Solo Leveling, I highly recommend. It's great anime. It's not the finale, like it's the season finale. Season finale. I'm sure there'll be more seasons. I really do hope this is like an hour long, or it sucks if it's 20 something minutes. If it's 20 something minutes, I doubt they'll wrap it up like in one episode. I think there'll be more episodes to come. But it'd be so cool if there's like one long episode. You just watch the whole thing. No interruptions. Anywho, last night I was just thinking about, I've been releasing songs consistently for the past 3 days or so. And I was like, it feels like I'm back in the rhythm of things. For a long time I wasn't making music. It was just difficult for me. I was feeling down. I was just like, I should probably quit. And I don't know, now I feel back. I feel like ready to go again. And I don't know, I'm thinking of just releasing every day until the end of the year. And putting out a playlist, quote unquote, with just a bunch of songs, 100 plus, and you can just put it on shuffle and listen to it. So I'm thinking of releasing the songs on this channel. There's a hesitation to do that because it's like, hey, it's my channel, you don't want to mess it up. But at the same time, I think people can just not listen to the songs if they don't want to listen to them. I'll continue to upload my ASMR. I'm just more so using this platform, which is almost 20,000 subscribers, to my advantage. Because I really want people to listen to my music. It's nice when people hear what you've worked on. You put so much effort into these songs, you want people to hear them. You want people to hear them. So if I drop it on my Instagram or like some second channel, it's like no one's gonna hear it. I want people to hear it. It makes me. It feels nice when you hear it and say, "Oh, I enjoy this song." And I've dropped songs on this channel before, but I didn't have like a consistent schedule of just putting on music on this channel. So I want to see what that does to my music if I expose it to a somewhat larger audience. We'll see. I just want to try that out, and I'm hoping people will be patient with me and not give me grief about that. If you don't want to listen to the music, you can just watch the videos. The ASMR videos will be here to stay, of course, and I'm just more so using this as a way to promote myself. So yeah, some people don't like the songs. That's okay. Some people think songs are bad. That's okay too. I like making music, and you know what? I think the first person you have to please before you please anyone else is yourself. I like listening to my music, so that's enough for me that's enough for me to keep it going, and I'm hoping other people will like it as well. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. Something I realized is that the distributor I use, the name of the distributor I use is DistroKid, and they only allow you to upload 35 songs at a time, which is so stupid. Because that presents a serious problem for me who wants to release like 100 plus song projects. I'd have to split it up into multiple releases, which kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do with a 100-song project. So I'm thinking of releasing the project with this other distributor called Tingles. That does present a challenge in the form of, first of all, you pay these distributors yearly, and it's not a once-off payment. It's like every year you pay, and the moment you stop paying, they remove those songs from streaming platforms. Unless you pay for each song to remain on streaming platforms permanently, so you pay quite a steep price per individual song for it to permanently remain on streaming platforms. So I can't cancel my DistroKid subscription if I register with Ditto or TuneCore, for example, because I can't afford the cost of keeping them on streaming platforms permanently. And even if I could afford it, well, yeah, I think I can cancel the subscription and then keep my account so that I can keep receiving payments. But let's say I wanted to just delete my DistroKid account. How do I transfer the payments from, like, whatever streams I get from that? How do I transfer that to my TuneCore? I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a straightforward way to do that. Let's see. And I also have questions about uploading to my artist pages, which were set up by DistroKid. So on Apple Music, Spotify, all these different platforms. So I want to start uploading to that specific artist page, but on another distributor. Will I have access? But we'll see. It's very complicated. It's so frustrating that DistroKid it's so stupid. I think they're the only ones that do this. The 35 song limits. I think they're the only ones that have this whack system in control. I'm getting angry just thinking about it. It's like, they need to get their acts together. Paying them so much money, and I can't upload more than 35 songs. It's crazy at a time. But anyway, anywho, I finished the romance anime I was watching. What are they called? Something about a secret office romance. I think it came to an end. I think episode 9 was the final episode. It was a very short series. And the ending, it kind of wraps things up. I don't know if it tied things up in the way I would have liked. It was okay, I guess, the way it ended. It ends with them still involved in an office romance, unfortunately. And they never really express like serious intent to come out in the open and be like, we're in a relationship. It seems like that's just gonna go on, and who knows how it's gonna end for them. I was disappointed about that. I was hoping it would end with them just letting everyone know that, listen, we have a relationship. I was hoping for that, but I didn't get that payoff. I feel like a show like this having a second season doesn't really make sense, because I feel like the whole office romance thing, it kind of gets old. Like, you can only do that for so long, right? Before the trope kind of gets tired. So I feel like it's a limited series. It should have worked towards them coming out, telling the people, this is what we're doing in a relationship. And boom. But it didn't end that way. This thing of them joking about being an office romance and then they walked off into the distance, still shrouded in secrecy. It's so insane to me. That's how they chose to end it. And there was another side romance arc that I felt like never got fully explored. Between, I talked yesterday about the 32-year-old woman and the 24-year-old guy, and they were expressing interest towards each other. I wanted to see where that was going to go. I was really interested in that. It's kind of like a fantasy of mine. So I wanted to see them get romantic, but that didn't happen. And there's no resolution. There's so like I was like, come on, man. But anyway, it was a decent show. It was refreshing to see a show about adults doing adult things, because a lot of anime romance shows focused on a lot of romance anime focused on kids. I'm like, listen, it's weird because it's like it's depicting children, but it's not made for children because it's very mature themes and they're showing off titties and all this sort of stuff. But it's like clearly, it's clearly not made for like children, but always depicting children. I think it's kind of soft, to be honest with you. And yeah, I just think we need these writers to shift towards a more adult theme. More adult theme narrative. And when I say adult theme, I don't mean sex. I just mean like, grown-ups doing grown-up things. I think you can keep some of the high school narratives and whatnot if you want, but please, damn, please, can you please have more anime just focused on grown people doing people things? I'm finding something there. It's hard. It's more difficult than it should be. Because anime is 100% for adults too. And imagine like watching live action dramas on Netflix or HBO or whatever, and everything was just based, like every story was based in some high school. Wouldn't that be annoying? Maybe it's like, why are they so obsessed with high school? Wouldn't that be annoying and weird? Like every time you try to watch like a rom-com or something, if all of them are set in high school. With anime, that's exactly what happens. I've heard not enough people are questioning that. I've heard more people should be like, what's going on here? Actually, Spidey senses are genuine. Hopefully, I think we're seeing a gradual shift. So we'll see. I think in moderation, it's not that bad. Because, sometimes you want to relive your high school years, all that sort of stuff. I get it. But when it's just such a hyper fixation on it, it kind of gets weird. It kind of gets sauce. Especially when you start to sexualize some of these characters. It's like, well, okay. Okay. Like, how am I supposed to react to this? So, I remember watching a K-drama, Reply 1988 or something. It was set in high school. I like the romantic themes and all that sort of stuff. It was a fun watch. I enjoyed it. I think they were alternating. The Dutch show, I think they were alternating between high school and I think it was like a lot of flashbacks, if I'm not mistaken. I might be. I'm not having it's been a while since I watched it. But regardless, it was set it did have a high school setting, and I enjoyed it. It was a live action K-drama, and it was cool. But yeah, in moderation, like I said. A lot of K-dramas are set in high school. A lot of J dramas are set in high school. It's like, bro, come on, man. A lot of K-dramas are not set in high school. Though. I think that the high school thing is a particular problem in anime. Because you see a lot of it in K-dramas, but you see a whole lot of it in Japanese dramas and anime. But anyway, I found this. What? I found this anime I'm gonna start watching. Let me show you. Just opening this country that There's this anime that looks interesting called Blue Exorcist. I might check out. So the daily life of a middle-aged shopper in another world, which is a mouthful. Let me show you. Listen, the daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. The longest title, bro. And it's about a middle-aged man. So grown dude, and he's a middle-aged shopper. He's a middle-aged online guy. So it's like, pretty relatable. And I'm interested to see how it is. 11 episodes. It's got good ratings, 4.5, 12,900 ratings, which is sounds like it's going to be good. Let me check out Blue Exorcist. 4.6 out of 5 stars with 49,500 ratings. So I might have a good time down as well. I'm very angry at Crunchyroll for removing the comment section, but it's a good platform. I think. Well, I think the playback system needs some work. It's decent. It gets the job done. I feel like Netflix is such a much better playback system. Especially like when you're watching on a PlayStation, it's just way more convenient. Sometimes I just want to watch on Netflix, but it just doesn't have a lot of the anime that Crunchyroll has. It doesn't have extensive to that. And Crunchyroll was a lot cheaper too. Crunchyroll was very cheap compared to Netflix. So shout out Crunchyroll, I guess. They got games too. I don't know if I'd ever play any of these. It says I need an upgrade. I already paying you. What? How much more do you want? So subscription plan. What am I on? It says I'm already a member. So it's not even letting me upgrade. Maybe I have to do it on my laptop. Maybe it doesn't let me do it on the app. I don't really do mobile games anyway. I don't really play mobile games. I remember back in the days there was this Spider-Man. First of all, there's this company called GameLoft. They still do make like popular mobile games like Asphalt, for example. I think that's the only popular mobile game they make now. Like super popular. But back in the day, they were like super. Like, oh my god, GameLoft was busy. They were busy. Not as much these days. These days they've kind of they've kind of streamlined it to a couple games, and that's where they keep it. Because yeah, I'm on Google Play right now, looking at the selection of games they offer, and they for sure had way more games than this when I was coming up, and I don't know what happened to all those games. Maybe there's a licensing issue. I remember there was a Spider-Man game they had that I never got the chance to play. So I was always curious about it. And I saw videos of it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'd love to play this game. But I never had a phone that was compatible with the game. Like, you needed like the latest version of Android and certain specifications on my phone. It was never up to par. So I never got to play that game. But yeah, I think Asphalt's really the bread and butter right now. The main game that people play from Game Lock. So they're just not as big as a name as they used to be. They used to make all sorts of games. They had Prince of Persia games. They had, yeah, I think a lot of it was licensing, to be honest. Like, obviously, Prince of Persia belongs to Ubisoft. And Spider-Man belongs to Marvel and all these things, I think. And even contracts expired, deals fell through, I don't know. Regardless, I just remember like there's so many games from Game Lock. Especially like back in the day, like the early, like the 2010s, like well, even before that, like 2008, 2009, 2010, maybe up to like 2012 when I was still in primary school. I remember like when we didn't really have smartphones like that. We had more so, yeah, no, smartphones were a thing around that time. A lot of people would still have like a lot of the phones with the buttons with the physical. Nokia X3, I think it was X10. Let me see. Nokia X. So there's a Nokia X2. Oh my god, throwback. X201. Oh wow, this is such a flashback. I don't know why the image quality is so cool. I don't know if it's still loading or if it's just a bad image. But this was I had this phone. I wish it wasn't so blurry. Here's a better image. See, mine was like the red and black one. But this is pretty much what it looked like. As you can see, very basic. Very basic UI. Physical buttons. It was like the camera was terrible. It was like a microwave camera, like a potato camera, as they call them. But you know, it could go on the internet. You'd open up the browser and you'd go on certain websites and get mobile games. So I'd download a lot of Game Lock games onto a phone like this and play them. So there were a ton of games you could play. Oh, I'm just getting it's like such nostalgia just thinking about the games I play on my phone. And it was like 2D games. It wasn't 3D or anything fancy. There's no way this phone could handle that. How much RAM would a phone like this have? Let's go on GSM Arena. Let's see. This phone's, oh my god, 64 megabytes of RAM. 64 megabytes of RAM, guys. Jeez Louise. I think this phone that I'm holding in my hand, showing to you right now, I think it has got like, how many gigs of RAM does this one have? Either 12 or 16 gigs of RAM. Gigabytes. This old Nokia had 64 megabytes. No, there's no way my phone has 12 gigabytes of RAM. I think it has 8. Let me check. storage memory. Where's that? Where do I find that? I'm in settings right now. Oh, there we go. Storage, memory. Yeah, I was capping. Mine's like 8 gigabytes of RAM. 8 gigabytes of RAM. And then it has like some RAM Plus feature to provide virtual memory. It says it uses your phone's storage space to provide virtual memory. So it's like virtual RAM, I guess. So it's like 8 gigabytes of like RAM, upright, versus 64 megabytes of RAM. Madness, absolute madness. 0.3 megapixel camera, crazy. Oh my god, 0.3 megapixels. It's not even one. It's not even 1 megapixel. 0.3. Damn. I have no idea what this camera is about this phone. But yeah, you'd be playing 2D games. They work, man. Hey, man, they work. Playing 2D games on the phone, side scrolling usually. Yeah, 2D side scroll, yeah. Oh. Could you have a 2D? No, anyway, it's not going to. And it was fun. When we were kids, it was so much fun, dude. So many games I played. Was that a God of War mobile game? Why am I thinking of a God of War mobile game? I don't think that existed. God of War mobile. There was. Oh my gosh, there was. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this. That's crazy, bro. Damn. Seeing all these images. Yep. I definitely. I either play this on my, like, on a friend's phone or. Or I played this on my phone. Regardless, yeah, there were so many mobile games back in the day. I'm sure you can still play them if you want. Get them from some website somewhere. There was the Samsung flip phone E20, I think it was called. Samsung E20. E250, that's what it was called. This bad boy. The Samsung E250. A lot of people have this phone. Well, actually, a lot of people have the black one. So this one, a lot of people in my school, it's like all teenagers back when I was in school had this black Samsung E250. It was very popular. Samsung E250. It was a slide phone. Here in South Africa, we had a messaging app called Mixit. I don't think Mixit was. I don't know if Mixit was popular elsewhere, but we used Mixit, and you had to buy emojis, guys. these days you have all these emojis that is free to use on all these platforms, right? Back in the day, you wanted an emoji, you had to purchase one to use on Mixit, and it would cost like maybe like 2 rand. Actually, there was tiers. There was emoji tiers. Some emojis cost more than others. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you could pay for on Mixit. People were just spending reckless. You're kids, so you think these things are actually valuable and they're not. Bro, now if you told me to pay for emoji, I'd say fuck you. Like, actually, meet me outside, bro. That's crap. Cause that's such a ridiculous request. Regardless, it was a wild time, man. Technology's come a long way, but you could play games on this as well. Samsung E250. Let's look at the specs. GSM Arena. Also another 0.3 megapixel. Why is it not listing RAM? Why is the RAM just not? Ain't no way. That's why. So usually they have like a summary at the top of the general specs. As you can see, the summaries here. So here it's supposed to be RAM, but it's just blank. This part here, it's supposed to be RAM, but it's just blank. But you can go down, you can scroll into the details, like to see the actual specs. And it says internal memory, 10 megabytes. Memory meaning RAM. That's crazy. Wow, 10 megabytes RAM. 10 megabytes RAM is criminal. I mean, it's the time we're in. Technology had a ways to go. Now, people got gigabytes and gigabytes and gigabytes of RAM in their phones. More RAM than you know what to do with it. You're playing these big 3D games with crazy graphics. Playing online, playing multiplayer, Call of Duty, playing this, playing that. Like, damn. Come a long way, bro. We've come a long way. But yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia from that time. Blackberries, if you know about the Blackberries, you know in the comments. Used to get BBM, Blackberry Messenger. You pay like 60 rand a month, which is like almost $4 a month. And you get unlimited messaging. You can message people on BBM on the app for that 60 rand a month. And if you don't pay, you ain't messaging no one. So I'll be having a conversation with someone, and then I reach the end of my subscription basically at the end of the month. I'm like, why isn't my message doing things? Like, oh, I need to pay. I don't have money, and then I can't send my message. It's so annoying. Imagine you're talking to a girl, and then your rent is due, and they shut you out. That's crazy, man. Shout out the Blackberry days. Blackberries, they sold. Blackberry, let's Google. Let me show you that. Let me show the Blackberry. Blackberry. $85.20. Oh my gosh. I don't think was it? Oh, this was the one I had. So mine was a bit of a newer model than what other people had. So this was the 8520. The Blackberry 8520. It is a bit more recent than what most people were using. Because I got mine late. I was begging my mom for a Blackberry. I said, Mom, why are you buying me a Nokia when everyone has a Blackberry? Please, everyone using BBM, I'm using Mixit. It was so sad. Wait, am I mistaken? I think this is just the normal one that everyone had. I don't think this is the one I had. Mine was like slightly newer than this. Ooh, yes. It might have been this one. I think it was this one, the 9300. I think the 8520 is what everyone had. And then I had the 9300. Because, yeah, I'm like, I was looking at the 8520, I'm like, this looks like another one. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, this was definitely the one that everyone had. This was the one that everyone had. I'm getting such nostalgia, bro. Oh my gosh. This phone was so cool back in the day. If you had this, you were certified. It had Wi-Fi. Right? It had Wi-Fi, bro. Back then, Wi-Fi on phones was not a thing. But the Blackberry had Wi-Fi. Crazy, man. Oh my gosh. It just felt like it felt ahead of its time. It was so cool. Let me Google the specs. Blackberry A520 specs. GS Arena. Okay, so camera's slight increase from the 0.3 megapixels to 2 megapixels. So now you're working with 2 megapixel camera. Let's see the memory. What does the RAM say? Yeah, they upgraded. So remember the Samsung E250, which a lot of people had before the Blackberry Wave came in. The E250 was 10 megabytes of RAM. When the Blackberry Wave came in, now we're at 256 megabytes of RAM. I do wonder, because there's storage and then there's memory. So let's say RAM, just to make sure that we're not conflating the two things. Yeah, 256. Yep. 256 megabytes RAM and 256 megabytes flash storage. So big upgrade from 10 megabytes of the E250. I think the Nokia X2 had X201. How much was it? It wasn't much more than the E250, but I forgot what it was. Regardless, the Blackberry was just in its own league, man. That was a fun time when we were kids. I think there was a BBM App Store as well. Like not BBM App Store, Blackberry App Store. Where you could get like apps for the Blackberry. It's kind of like an iStore, but like for Blackberries. Eventually, the Blackberries became touchscreen, but by that time, Blackberry started to fizzle out. I think smartphones were just becoming more and more popular, and the touchscreen phones became more of a thing. And eventually, Blackberry couldn't keep up because they were still trying to do the whole physical keypad thing. People were like, come on, we're using touchscreens now. Why are y'all still giving us physical buttons? I'm buying that. And they just couldn't, like, they couldn't adapt to the modern landscape, so they kind of fizzled out as a company. But anyway, it was fun going back down memory lane. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm 24, guys. I don't want to make myself sound ancient. It's like I'm gonna buy in the store, but anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. You know, I've prepared the end of my videos, so therefore, God, if you listen to individual watchers right now, then make them whole, unique, and kind of pause to us, please, respect, purpose, thank you for blessing this person, and wonderful people heart. Love them together and bring up some best out of them, for maintaining them, so they have to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person. Love and marriage is the state of love and marriage, making very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of marriage. Thanks for all the wonderful things in life and the giving back. So define peace into men and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this precious last and let your God, let your really shit love them. And you always will be there for them. Good health and life and happiness. So this person, I really care about it. Might not play in Jesus' name. Pray.